Lesson 2, we are starting our trig with our ratios. First off, pronunciation. I mean, I don't get too twisted up about it, but it's not sinny or anything. It's not sin. It's sine, like literally like a stop sign. So then it's cosine and tangent. But anyway, okay. So what we have, first off, trig, this whole chapter can't be done unless you have a right triangle, which means you have a right angle, which in this case we do. So each acute angle of a right triangle, so not our actual right angle, but the other two angles, A and B, those are acute angles. They have each one of the following. They have a sine, they have a cosine, they have a tangent. Sines, what we're going to do first, it is the ratio, so a fraction of the leg opposite the angle to the hypotenuse. So opposite's going to go on top, hypotenuse is going to go on bottom. I like to use O and H. So if I'm looking from angle A's point of view, so here's angle A, opposite angle A would be this side A. So side A over the hypotenuse, doesn't matter which angle you're looking at, hypotenuse is always across from your 90. So the hypotenuse is this side C. So that's from A's point of view. If we look at it from B's point of view, here's angle B, opposite of angle B isn't A, opposite angle B is side B. So the opposite side from your angle depends on which angle you're looking at. So here we have side B over, the only thing that doesn't change is your hypotenuse. Your hypotenuse is always going to be opposite your right angle. It's going to be the same no matter what angle you're looking at. In this case, we're going to use the letter C. So that's our sine, opposite over hypotenuse. With sine, we have cosine. That is, again, a fraction or ratio with the adjacent side, or leg, whatever you want to use, adjacent over our hypotenuse. Again, hypotenuse gonna be the same no matter what angle you're looking at. So first it says look at the cosine of A, again, angle A up here, adjacent next to, so not opposite, opposite was side A, next to the angle, the one that touches it, that is not the hypotenuse, remember the hypotenuse is special, adjacent to angle A, adjacent, A for adjacent, is that side B. Again, hypotenuse across from the 90 is this side C. So the cosine is the fraction B over C. If we look from B's point of view, so from our angle B, we said before our opposite was the side B, so adjacent, again, not our hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is always going to be the same no matter what angle we're looking at. So adjacent next to the one that's touching it, that's not our hypotenuse, is this side A. That's our adjacent. And then here's our hypotenuse. So our fraction, we're going to have A over C. The adjacent side over our hypotenuse. And those are the letters that represent those sides. Okay. Tangent is a ratio of the opposite leg, opposite side of the angle compared to the adjacent leg side. So we've already found the opposite and adjacent of both of them, of both of our angles, so now we're just going to put them together. Again, from A's point of view, when I'm looking from A's point of view, this side is opposite, this side is our hypotenuse, and the one next to it is adjacent. Those are all from A's point of view. So the opposite leg is this little A, and the adjacent leg is this guy B. Again, that's from A's point of view. So the tangent ratio is A over B. That fraction A over B. Again, no hypotenuse involved, no C involved. Tangent is just the two legs. So then from B's point of view, we said B was opposite. This again is her hypotenuse. And adjacent, touching, next to is that A. The first one we want is our opposite. Opposite has to be on top. So our opposite leg is this side B. And then the adjacent leg, the one next to, is this side A. So B over A is our ratio for angle B. Okay, so we have a special little saying that is like literally our best friend. Let's make a special color. Oofed. What's cute? Like an orange. Ooh, a burnt orange. Yes, love that. Okay, we have this saying, and the saying goes, so, ka, toa. And that is this stuff right here. It's a way to help you remember what goes with what. So what the so stands for, S stands for sine, O stands for the fact that our opposite leg goes on top. So opposite, and then on bottom is our hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. I need to change colors, just because that's what I like to do. How about a pink? Love that. Okay, cosine, the ca, C is the cosine. A stands for the adjacent edge. And that H again stands for hypotenuse. So we have the adjacent over the hypotenuse. I low-key love that pink. That is so cute. Let's do this steel blue. Okay, and then TOA, our tangent. T stands for the tangent. O stands for opposite. And then the A stands for adjacent. So we have that fraction, opposite over adjacent. It is not adjacent over opposite. Like, it literally makes a huge difference what order these go in. Okay, you have to put the O in sine, you have to put the O over the H in ca, you have to put the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and TOA, your opposite has to go on top of your adjacent. It has to be that way. It's the only way that it works. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the trig ratios from angle A and angle C's point of view. We're gonna start with angle A, and what I like to do, let's use that pretty color. What I like to do is when I'm looking at angle A, right away, I just like to label what everything is. So I have the sides opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. Depends on which one you think is easiest. Hypotenuse, pretty easy to find across from our 90. This 13 is our hypotenuse. Also, hypotenuse has to be the longest leg. Or side, sorry, not leg. Longest side. Opposite our angle, so the only side that doesn't touch our angle, opposite, in this case from A, is that 5, that side BC. So then that leaves adjacent to be that side 12. Okay, so that's all from A's point of view. So we're gonna fill out this A column first. Okay, so the sine of A, sine, so the opposite has to go on top. Opposite is 5, so we have that O there. So 5 divided by H, the hypotenuse, is 13. I can't simplify that fraction, so I just leave it 5 over 13. The cosine, ca, cosine is adjacent A, 12, over the hypotenuse, again, 13. Okay, tangent, TOA, O has to go first. O, again, the opposite is 5, over our adjacent, the A, is 12. Okay, so that's all from A's point of view. Let's do this guy. Okay, first I need the eraser though. Okay, so now we're gonna look from C's point of view. C is going to have a different opposite, different adjacent, but it's still going to have the same hypotenuse. Okay, our hypotenuse never changes. Doesn't matter what angle you're looking from. Okay, so opposite, the only side that doesn't touch, notice these two sides touch C. The only side that doesn't is our opposite, 12. And the side that does touch it is our adjacent, 5. So sine, again, so we're going to do all these are C. So we have to put opposite first, opposite the O, 12. H, our hypotenuse, again, 13. Cosine is ca, so the A stands for adjacent, that has to go on top. So if 5 has to go on top, hypotenuse, again, 13. And then last one, tangent, our TOA, opposite has to go because the O comes for the A. O, the 12, has to go on top. And the adjacent, 5 has to go on bottom. Okay, so that is SOHCAHTOA. Okay, in our next problem, you'll notice that we are missing a side, and that's the first thing we're going to find. Remember to find side lengths in a right triangle. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. If you do this out, you get 225. When you square root that, you get a nice even 15. So our hypotenuse is 15. Okay, I'm gonna erase this because I need to be able to see. Also, I hated that gold color, I thought it'd be cute. It's not cute. Okay, let's see, pretty color, green. Okay, so first one we're gonna look at is W's point of view. W for win. Okay, first one, hypotenuse cross from the 90, that's our H. Opposite that W, O, last side has to be adjacent. Sine, so O has to go on top, our O is 12. H on bottom, H 15. You'll notice this guy, we can simplify. 3 goes in there. 3 goes into 12 4 times, 3 goes into 15 5 times. So the simplified ratio is 4/5. Okay, cosine, ca. A has to go on top. A is 9. H, again, our hypotenuse, 15. Again, I can simplify. 3 goes in there. 3/5. And the last one, TOA, O, has to go on top. 12. A, adjacent, has to go on the bottom. 9. Simplify. 3 goes in there again. 4/3. Okay, you try the X and then try to answer those 2 questions. We will talk about it on your box.